Chapter 1. Introducing AI-assisted programming with Copilot. This chapter covers how AI assistants change how new programmers learn, why programming is never going to be the same, how AI assistants like Copilot work, how Copilot solves introductory programming problems, possible perils of AI-assisted programming. In this chapter, we'll talk about how humans communicate with computers. We'll introduce you to your AI assistant, GitHub Copilot, an amazing tool that uses artificial intelligence, AI, to help people write software. More importantly, we'll show you how Copilot can help you learn how to program. We're not expecting that you've written any programs before. If you have, please don't skip this chapter, even if you already know a little bit about programming. Everyone needs to know why writing programs is different now that we have AI assistants like ChatGPT and Copilot, and that the skills we need to be effective programmers change. As we'll see, we also need to be vigilant, because sometimes tools like ChatGPT and Copilot lie. Section 1.1. How we talk to computers. Would you be happy if we started by asking you to read and understand the code below? See this code. That monstrosity prints out the numbers from 0 to 9. It's written using code in assembly language, a low-level programming language. Low-level programming languages, as you can see, are not languages that humans can easily read and write. They're designed for computers, not humans. No one wants to write programs like that, but especially in the past it was sometimes necessary. Programmers could use it to define exactly what they wanted the computer to do, down to individual instructions. This level of control was needed to squeeze every bit of performance out of underpowered computers. For example, the most speed-critical pieces of 1990s computer games such as Doom and Quake were written in assembly language like the previous code example. It simply wouldn't have been possible to make those games otherwise. Section 1.1.1. Making it a little easier. Okay, no more of that. Let's move on. Would you be happier reading this code below? See this code. This code is in the Python language, which is what many programmers use these days. Unlike assembly language, which is a low-level language, Python is considered a high-level language because it's much closer to natural language. Even though you don't know about Python code yet, you might be able to guess what this program is trying to do. The first line looks like it's doing something with the range of numbers from 0 to 9. The second line is printing something. It's not too hard to believe that this program, just like the assembly language monstrosity, is supposed to print the numbers from 0 to 9. Unfortunately, something is wrong with it, and it doesn't actually print the numbers from 0 to 9. Instead, it prints 0 to 8. While this code is closer to English, it isn't English. It's a programming language that, like assembly language, has specific rules. As in the previous code, misunderstanding the details of those rules can result in a broken program. The holy grail of communicating with a computer is to do so in a natural language such as English. We've been talking to computers using various programming languages over the past 70 years, not because we want to, but because we have to. Computers were simply not powerful enough for the vagaries and idiosyncrasies of a language like English. Our programming language has improved, from symbol soup assembly language to Python, for example, but they are still computer languages, not natural languages. This is changing. Section 1.1.2. Making it a lot easier. Using an AI assistant, we can now ask for what we want in English and have the computer code written for us in response. To get a correct Python program that does actually print the numbers from 0 to 9, we can ask our AI assistant, Copilot, in normal English language like this. See this prompt. Copilot might respond to this prompt by generating something like this. See this code. Unlike the example we showed you before, this piece of Python code actually works. AI coding assistants can be used to help people write code. In this book, we will learn how to use Copilot to write code for us. We will ask for what we want in English, and we will get the code back in Python. More than that, we'll be able to use Copilot as a seamless part of our workflow. Without tools like Copilot, programmers routinely have two windows open, the one to write code and the other to ask Google how to write code. This second window has Google's search results, Python documentation, or forums of programmers talking about how to write code to solve that particular problem. They're often pasting code from these results into their code, then tweaking it slightly for their context, trying alternatives, and so on. This has become a way of life for programmers, but you can imagine the inefficiency here. By some estimates, up to 35% of programmers' time is spent searching for code, and much of the code that is found is not readily usable. Copilot greatly improves this experience by helping us write our code.